your sales now and explode your commissions. Welcome to Mindset and Attitude to Selling. Solving sales problems, period. That's what we do. Now, I'm going to share a topic with you for you salespeople, entrepreneurs, and small business owners that feel stagnant, that are not improving their sales, and that want to increase their sales. And sometimes it comes down to the most basic fundamentals to make the small changes that are the most important and valuable changes you need to make that can make a huge difference. And before I dig into the topic, let me share an example or an analogy about what I'm talking about or what I'm going to talk about. In California, they have these wildfires, right? Now, there's many reasons why those things happen, but here's to keep it simple. It starts off with a flame, right? And then if that flame doesn't get shut off or eliminated, it's going to grow into a big fire and then a inferno, and then it's just going to get worse, right? But the small things had a compound effect for the wrong reasons and the wrong outcome, right? What does this have to do with selling or sale? It's the same thing. It's the smallest changes you make as a salesperson, entrepreneur, and business owner that will have a huge effect. It will have a compound effect in the right way, in the positive way, which will give you more production, higher production, more sales, more commissions, right? So I'm going to share with you, I call them mindsets, and everything starts with the mind. And these are basic fundamentals that I implement in my life. It's a part of my character already. But it's how I think and how I speak and how I take action on what I do. So before we dig into the topic, do me a favor, share your comments below whether you agree or disagree with what I'm about to share with you. Share this video with other people, and also subscribe to my channel. Now, you have to tell yourself and believe this and make it part of your mindset, because everything starts with the mind. The number one thing I teach salespeople and my real estate clients and my students is this: selling is a mindset. Let me repeat that. Selling is a mindset. It's how you think and what you think about what you do and how you do it. Because whether you like it or not, we're all salespeople and we're selling every single day. You may not realize that, but you are. And you do. So selling is a mindset. You have to start there. Why? Because everything starts in your mind, right? Let me share another example with you. Those of you who are entrepreneurs and business owners, before you actually build your business and start your business, right? Or whatever you start, you first have to have it in your mind, right? You first have to have that vision. No one else can see it but you, right? But it's a thought. It's actually a spiritual thing. Because you don't see it. It's just a thought in your mind. It's not reality yet, right? So it has to start in your mind. Once you take the action every single day, it becomes reality, right? It becomes the physical part. So selling is a mindset. What you allow to enter your mind will determine what you speak and how you speak, and the actions you take. Does that make sense? So the number one thing you need to focus on and sell, you got to sell yourself this. You have to believe it. Selling is a mindset. No one likes to talk about selling. Most sales coaches and trainers talk about the sales, the effect of the cause, right? You don't produce a sale unless you do the selling, right? So why not focus on your mindset? Change the way you think about selling, because selling is a mindset. Does that make sense? All right, number 2, closing is an attitude. What do I mean by that? Your attitude comes from your mindset. Your attitude is an action. Your attitude influences the whole selling process. Right? How you influence people, the number one thing is your attitude influences people, right? Now, closing is an attitude for me means more than that. It means during the selling process, how you deal with difficult prospects, the questions they ask that may not be relevant to what you're selling them or offering them, their attitude towards, you calling them, their objections. But you, as the salesperson, have to have the right mindset to continue to have the right attitude. Knowing when to push a prospect, when knowing to lead a prospect, knowing when to shut down a prospect and telling them what they need to hear, even though it may cost you the sale. Pushing when you need to push. Earning the order or the sale, not being afraid of it. It's an attitude. And that attitude comes directly from how you think. Why? Because our actions, your actions, my actions are tied directly to how we think and our thoughts. So closing is an attitude. Don't forget that. And that attitude is going to be contagious, whether it's good, bad, or different, based upon your selling mindset. Does that make sense? So keep that in mind. Closing is an attitude. And I'll add one more thing to closing. Closing to me means you are developing and you're building profitable relationships. Because the sale, really in essence, is the relationship. Whatever product and services you're offering is just a bridge to that. Don't forget that. Does that make sense? If you found some value in this video so far, do me a favor, smash the like button. Do share your comments, whether you agree or disagree. I want to hear your feedback, and also subscribe. Three. When I talk to salespeople or real estate agents or anybody involved in sales, they always talk about sales, the word sales, right? Without realizing what that even means. To me, number 3, sales is the ultimate destination, right? So you can look at selling is the vehicle. Selling is the action. Selling is the cause. So sales is the destination. Sales is the result of the action. Sales is the effect of the cause, right? And if you have the right selling mindset, you're going to have a great vehicle. If you have the right selling mindset, you're going to have the right cause. If you have the right selling mindset, you're going to take the right action. And that's all going to lead to the ultimate destination, which is the sales, which is the relationship with the prospect that becomes a customer, and hopefully a customer that becomes a client. And a client is a relationship. A customer to me is a one-time situation. Does that make sense? This is basic fundamentals for me. This is how I keep my mind sharp. I never lose focus of that, because it is that simple. But unfortunately, simplicity in this day and age seems difficult for people. Does that make sense? So remember that sales is the destination. Sales is the effect. And sales is the result of the actions, the vehicle, and the cause. Does that make sense? Now, before I get into the bonus in number 4 and what it's going to take to develop those 3 things, do me a favor, smash the like button, share your comments below, and also subscribe. Number 4 and the bonus. Before I get into it, in anything we do, and I'm going to use sports as an example and analogy, so hopefully we can all relate and be on the same page. When you look at the top athletes in any sport, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, UFC, mixed martial arts, boxing, no matter what sport you're in, if you want to be at the top of the heap and be the guy, there's some basic fundamentals that they each have to master and build upon, right? If you're a boxer, you got to have a great jab, an uppercut, a right hook, left hook combinations. Basketball players that are superstars, you got to have the right technique for defense, free throw shooting, right? Jump shots, layups, everything, right? Football quarterback, the right arm techniques, right? UFC, the right fighting technique. Any sport, there's always some basic fundamentals that you got to do over and over and over again, right? It may become boring sometimes. But guess what, guys? If you don't have the right preparation and the right training, you're not going to produce the results that you want. So if your training is wrong and your preparation is wrong, you're only going to get the results based upon how you train and prepare, right? Well, you're only going to produce a certain amount of sales if you don't prepare mentally, understanding that selling is a mindset and that closing is an attitude. That's the preparation. It all starts with that. Does that make sense? So every athlete, every top athlete always focuses on basic fundamentals. One last thing. Whenever a team is struggling, right, or an individual struggling, what is the first thing the coach said? Let's get back to basics, right? A true superstar athlete that's sincere and wants to get better and is struggling, they're going to be honest with themselves. They're going to criticize themselves and look at what are they doing wrong? What do they need to fix, right? That's how you grow. Selling is no different. So if you want to sharpen your selling skill, if you want to increase your value as a salesperson, and you want to increase your sales, and you want to explode your commissions, you must develop that selling mindset, that selling is a mindset, closing is an attitude, and understand that sales is the destination. So how do I do it? What prepares me for that? What do I need to do on a daily basis as my training and preparation to keep myself sharp? To continue to sharpen my selling skill? To continue to keep the mindset that selling is a mindset, that closing is an attitude? Number 4 is cold calling. That's right. Cold calling, to me, if it's used right and you understand it and you apply it right and you're trained properly on it, it is one of the most powerful tools and vehicle you can learn and master to not only sharpen your selling skill, but increase the value as a salesperson. It will give you the confidence to develop that selling is a mindset, that closing is an attitude. Cold calling is really number 1 to develop the mindset, but I wanted to use it last because I wanted you guys to be engaged and knowing that it's going to take something to get that selling is a mindset, that closing is an attitude, that sales is the destination. Cold calling today, to me, and I may be biased because I've been doing it for over 30 years. Cold calling today is more viable, in my opinion, if you receive it, than any time in history since I've been cold calling. Why? Because there are more opportunities for that, even with AI. If you learn that skill of cold calling and you embrace it, just like a jump shot, just like a jab, just like defense, just like throwing a football. If you take that tool and you master it, you're never going to be at the mercy of anyone or anything when it comes to selling or producing sale. Because cold calling keeps me sharp. It continues to sharpen my selling skills. It increases my value as a salesperson because no matter what the product is, I could get leads and prospects and close them anywhere, at any time. So cold calling is a powerful tool. It's a valuable tool to learn. It's an incredible vehicle to master and to drive. Learn it, embrace it, love it, and watch your value as a salesperson increase. Watch your selling skill become dynamic and dangerous in a good way. And then watch your commissions absolutely explode. Thank you for sharing your time. If you found some value in this video, do me a favor, smash the like button, share the video with others. Do share your comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And don't forget to subscribe. Talk to you later. Have a fantastic day. Bye. The most valuable skill you can learn is to become a dynamic, powerful, and exciting sales person.